Hello humans, welcome to character create number 6. Today we're going to do one of my favorite characters from my Alien, Zombies, and Monsters art exhibition. His name is Colonel Cupcake. He's one of the most ruthless leaders in the galaxy. Darth Vader, super afraid of this guy. So grab your 3 Ps, you got your paper, your pencils, preferably color pencils, and a pen or a marker or whatever you need. Okay, let's begin. So Colonel Cupcake's a big, intimidating character. So I'm going to start with a square in the middle of my paper. And using squares and rectangles and hard edges with a character can make your character seem more imposing and bigger and stronger. So I'm going to do underneath that square, I'm going to do a rectangle, smaller rectangle under that square. And out of that rectangle, I'm going to put 2 other rectangles connected like this. So there's legs here. And look how messy I'm drawing. It's okay to be messy, make mistakes. I'm going to draw a square on a very small square, maybe almost a rectangle, a little bit more elongated than a square, on top of that first square. And then I'm going to be doing, off of these 2 top parts of this square, I'm going to be drawing 2 more. Lots of rectangles, lots of squares, 2 rectangles on top. Those are his shoulder pads. So then I'm going to draw a very long rectangle coming down like that off of that left rectangle. And here we are going to mix it up a little bit. I'm going to do 3 rounded triangles for claws, and I'm going to do another one here for his thumb claw. And I'm going to do all these most of these details later. And so I'm going to I'm going to make him holding something. So I'm going to be doing a curvy rectangle, like a macaroni shape here. So it's basically that shape here, but curved. And he's going to be holding something. So I'm going to do the 3 triangles over here. And then I'm going to have a triangle facing downward here. So I've got his 3 claws facing that way, and then 1 down here for his thumb. And I'm going to hold them. It's going to be kind of a spear shape. So I'm going to rough this in there. So think about this as your blueprint or your skeleton or your frame of your character. Okay, so I'm going to go up here. This is his head. I'm going to rough in here an eyeball here, eyeball there, circle, circle. And I'm going to do another rectangle coming off there. So he's got a big underbite. Do an oval over here for an ear. And I'm going to do a small rectangle on top for his hair. So this is looking pretty good. I'm going to give him he's going to be wearing a military uniform. So I'm going to do a curved line. Rather than straight down, I'm going to curve that line to give his chest some volume. Like that. So I'm going to rough in a little nose here. Okay, so you're like, well, that doesn't look like much, but this is how I build all my characters. I start with simple shapes and build up. And that's, if you look around the world, that's what everything's made out of in this world is simple shapes. People, animals, buildings, cars, everything is made out of simple shapes, all mushed together. So, okay, there's my pencils. Now, great. I am ready to ink Colonel Cupcake. So I'm gonna grab my marker, and this is where we're gonna add, you know, the details, and this is where you can make your character your own, make it unique, add your own funny details. So I'm gonna give him a kind of an alien pointed ear, Spock ear, I guess, or elf ear. And I'm gonna add a little collar on him here. And then he's a furry guy, so I'm gonna add some fur here. And he's gonna have a military type haircut, somewhat spiky up there. I'm gonna come back to his face in a bit. I like to kind of do that last and go overall my whole drawing first. So, okay, here, these shoulder pads are basically, he's Colonel Cupcake. So his whole outfit is made out of delicious but invincible pastry. So that first shoulder pad is a scone, however you want to say it, or a, you know, with some jelly in it. And I have, hanging off here, I'm gonna have little pieces of like the tassels of old style military uniform. These tassels are gonna be made out of licorice. Something like that. And again, you don't have to follow exactly what I'm doing, but now I'm gonna rough in his arm. And you can do fur in all different sorts of ways. You can do it in little curved points like this. You can do little dashes. You can do, you know, like a softer point on them. I'm gonna do a little, I have my points going this way and that to make it a little bit more messier, I guess. I'm gonna carry that down to this rectangle here and have the claws coming out from underneath the fur. So instead of straight claws, I'm gonna give them sort of a curved claws like animals in our world. Like that. And then you've got a lot of space in here to work with. So I fill that in with little tufts of fur, and you can go with 1 point, 2 points, 3, mix it up. And then, but you can also do funny things on there. You could add a bandage from a battle he had, or a, scar, or you could put a wristwatch on him, whatever you want. So I'm gonna curve in this shape here. I know I started out with a rectangle, but I'm gonna curve this shape here to give him a chest that he's very proud and pumped out. And so now this shape here, I'm gonna add a belt with a big belt buckle. You know, it's made out of chocolate. And maybe maybe he's got an insignia, is a cupcake. Okay, so then he's got like superhero outside underwear on, I guess. That's part of his outfit. But every part of his military outfit is got little like jam pipping or icing or whatever around the outside. So this shape down here is going to be like the creamy outlines on all this stuff. So, and then his legs are coming out of his uniform. So we're going to go back to the kind of messy furry bit. So it's nice to have a mix of, straights and curves but different types of material. You think about the materials or the what a character or creature is wearing. It doesn't have, nothing is really straight in real life that's organic. So So I did his legs here. So I'm gonna do his 3 claws here, toe claws, but they're kind of flat, so they're almost like half circles, semicircles, layered on top of each other. And you don't have to do it that way. You could give him some space boots, something like that. Give him some details wherever you want. So, okay, let's go over to this other shoulder pad of the scone and fill it. Here's your jam filling. You can have it drippy if you want, but it's indestructible. Colonel Cupcakes, indestructible but delicious. And I'm gonna do more of these licorice bits here. Okay, so now I'm going back to the arm that's holding this weapon. And I usually just fill these in. Give them a little tattoo if you want. Okay, so here he is. He's holding this spear with these claws. And here's his thumb claw coming in like that. And I'm gonna give it's gonna be called the Spear of Deliciousness. So spears pointy on the top. So I should have roughed this in a little bit better with pencils, but I'm gonna do an ice cream cone, upside down ice cream cone. And the ice cream is kind of hanging out. And you can do whatever kind of ice cream you want. I'm just gonna put some little mint chocolate chip in there. That's my fave. And this is gonna be you could do a licorice piece. And look at that, I can be wobbly. It's all right to do. Doesn't have to be straight. Just add some details. And we could even add some details on the end of it, like little dots, those candy dots that you can eat. This is the Spear of Deliciousness, and maybe it's a weapon he's been after his whole career, and he finally has it. And what is he gonna do? So let's do his face here. So I'm gonna do these, he's looking pretty mean. So he's gonna have these big furry eyebrows. And these eyes. And so maybe he's looking over to the side suspiciously. He doesn't trust anybody. And I'm just gonna give him a little nose here. And a big bulldog kind of big jaw that's coming out like that. And a lot of characters with a big underbite, big jaw, usually look tough. And characters with a big overbite, with the big teeth coming out of the top, usually make the character look really silly and goofy. So I'm gonna give him some sharp teeth here. So it's coming together here. So he's been in a lot of battles, space battles, and he's been awarded several medals, and he needs to put those on his chest. So, but think about, what is your favorite candy or sweets? Let's add those to Colonel Cupcake's chest here. So I'm gonna give him a chocolate Saturn shaped medal here. And then some like Kit Kat shaped medal. And off of that is hanging maybe a swirly lollipop like that. And let's have a row of, let's see, everyone loves some gummy bears. He won the battle. He won 3 battles in the Gummy Bear Galaxy. And these are on his chest here. So what's your favorite candy? What can you add to your character? Or maybe your guy's an ice cream guy or pizza guy. I'm not a big sweets guy. I'm more like I like savory or salty stuff. So maybe another guy I'll do is like a pizza character. Some good old, I love Halloween. I know candy corns are divide people, but there's some candy corns there. So there he is. There's Colonel Cupcake. I'm gonna add a little, so it looks a little bit more like pastry. I'm just gonna add a little more details like that. So there he is, guys. There's Colonel Cupcake. I would love it, if you could share your drawings with me here on YouTube, or I'm on TikTok or Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. You should see the links on the underneath or on the screen right now. But hope you like Colonel Cupcake, and tune in for more. I'll be launching another little series about drawing monsters. Yeah.